afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Prepare to Repair Show. I am your host, Plumber Steve. Joined with me is my co-host, Meghan Ozer.
Hello, happy Monday.
And joining us today is Zach Crider.
Wow.
Actually, one of our customers
Wow.
is Zach Crider. And Zach Heidner. Anyway,
Rude.
Zach Crider with the Floor4u Mokena. Today's Prepare to Repair Show, as always, is powered by RJ Graham Plumbing and Ferguson Supply Kitchen and Bath in Tinley Park. Those of you who have listened to us in the past and listened to previous shows, we had Zach on in another capacity, and he was with his other company that you had. You want to tell us a little bit about what happened and where you are and what you're doing now?
I'm still in that industry.
Okay.
So when you had me on last time, you had me on in my capacity as the Service Alliance group. And that is going. That is strong. We actually just had our annual business meeting in Cincinnati a couple weeks ago. So that's going well. We're out there advising service business owners on how to grow and strengthen their companies, how to serve their customers well. It's good.
Nice.
But as for my personal involvement in the appliance realm, I'm done.
You've grown.
Burnt out, man. Just fried. So having some fun working with my good friend.
Yeah, you've made a move over to with Matt over at Floor4u and over in beautiful Mokena. Yeah. And Matt's been on the show. He was multiple times. First, he was the first guest, Meghan, on the show when it debuted.
Aww.
Matt is the numero uno. He was on the pilot, if you will, and he's been a regular. And I've worked with Matt on multiple occasions, helped him out, and he's helped me out. So, always want to have him on. And then when I asked him, to be on the show, he said that, Zach is going to be, it's either going to be him or you. And I was like, either way, it doesn't make a difference, man. Both of you guys have been on, and, it's been a great time either way. And when he told me that you were coming over there, I was like, that's a great fit, a great match.
Yeah, so. He's out focusing on some field operations. He's out doing an install today, so he's got me coming over. So if you don't know, I've done a lot of his media over the past, several years. Basically, you saw a video from him. It was one that I've done for him. So it's not like we haven't worked together over the last 10 years.
Awesome.
So
Meghan here handles media and promotions now with RJ Graham. Look at her, she's smiling, and she does a great job. And actually, one of the posts she put out was actually kind of funny. What was that post that you put out? I think it was Thursday or Friday. If you were a burglar and you were to break into somebody's home and just take somebody that would be a mild inconvenience, what would you take? Maybe not mild, like an inconvenience. That would be an inconvenience.
You wouldn't steal something that was really worth a lot. You would take something that would just drive somebody crazy.
USB charger.
Well, that's a lot of people say chargers or remotes, and I was trying to think really.
Oh, if you took the remote in my house,
spoons.
Game over.
Somebody said the labels to all the canned goods in your pantry. I'm like, I think that's great.
And June said,
how would you know?
And June said, take all the Pop-Tarts. If they have multiple flavors of Pop-Tarts, take them all out of the box and just put them up.
We're a one-flavor Pop-Tart family. It's the brown sugar and cinnamon, and that's it. It's all we do.
I'm a strawberry guy. So
I thought the toilet handle or the what is it called on the inside? The flapper.
The flapper?
Is it really just called a flapper?
Yeah.
That would be more than a mild inconvenience.
Right?
I mean, especially like those Frankfurt customers, that would be, or Homer Glen customers. Man, that's a really expensive inconvenience.
Oh, yeah, with the water, just that liquid gold that's flowing.
Yeah.
So it's amazing the feedback that you get on how, I guess it tells you that it gives you a little window into the mind of some people, some of the stuff that they said they would take. The toilet seat.
I think I said that.
Yeah, the toilet seat. Yeah. So that's kind of funny. But it's
thermostat.
Yeah, the thermostat. That would be kind of,
I mean, just cross the wires. It'll be fine. You can still run. You can still run your heater or your air conditioner. Just run nonstop.
Yeah.
Who knows how to do that?
No one, not really. Well, you know how to do
I'm going to
that. Yeah, you fixed a lot of stuff, but the average person doesn't know.
It's true. Mild inconvenience, though, would literally be a charger, a cord.
Mine's sour cream or salsa. That's probably going to be my...
I can see that.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, unless they know you, that wouldn't be an inconvenience to you. I mean...
What do you mean?
If you're taking that, what?
I think most people know that.
If you took my RO system, that would be an inconvenience to me, honestly. I drink a lot of water.
Or just take the lug nuts off your car.
Ooh, that's happened. That's when my mechanic didn't put them on tight, and that
happened to me. That's why I said
big mess.
That happened to me. I had tires changed years ago, and it was a big truck, and it had a dually. And they didn't tighten up the lug nuts. Apparently, they were absent on lug nut day when they came down to putting it on. And my wheels were flopping off. They broke. Yeah, it was no good.
That sounds like
I had to replace all 4 rims on my truck a couple of years ago. I was doing 65 miles an hour on I-55 just past Weber, and I lost the wheel because they didn't tighten them down.
All of them?
Just one. But because I bought the rims at Discount Tire, you can't just... They were discontinued.
Oh, you can't. Oh,
so you couldn't get just the one. See, that's the downside. That's the sneaky side to Discount Tire is a lot of the stuff is discounted because it's going to be discontinued eventually.
Details.
I'm just a housewife. I would just
the devil is
get
in
a rim on eBay.
I say this all the time. The devil is in the details. Whenever you're getting something done, it's just the minor things.
Yep.
It's the little things.
I've actually never heard you say that, which is odd because you talk a lot.
That's probably why you haven't heard it, because he said it a lot. He has actually.
I've tuned it
out.
You know what, Megan?
I'm glad someone else picks on Steve besides just me.
Oh, yeah. I do it.
I just want to tell you guys, if you guys rip on me 300 or 400 more times, you guys are done. It's over.
Well, at least we have a countdown.
Right?
300 or 400 more.
What number am I on?
What number?
I got to be close.
You're getting there.
Really?
You're getting there because she just...
Toe in the line.
She just,
It's all in love, buddy. It's all in love.
No, let's go with that, pal. Let's go with that. Now, before the show, I sent you both a post that I saw that was going through on social media, and it's probably a bot or just somebody sending stuff out to try and, it was on a plumber's page, trying to generate some money, and they're generally not going to do anything. But the concern was not really so much that you're going to buy from them, but it was the content of it, or actually what they're able to do. And it showed a picture of a gentleman there, and it says, "Hi, I'm a reviewer, and I will give good business or good reviews."
You got to read it how it actually
I am a reviewer, and I will give good reviews on your business. It will help your business grow. $4 per review of Google and Facebook reviews. I have 400 members for review work. They have different IP and different devices. Payment upon completion of work. Payment method, PayPal. Now, like I said,
they lost me right at the beginning. It's not I am a reviewer and will give good reviews. It's I am a reviewer. I will give good reviews on your business. It's just one long
the concept that this is out there, that people are doing this in a time where people who don't know about this and are trusting reviews, this company has, like you said, 5-star reviews, 5-star reviews, 5-star reviews, and this is something to genuinely stick in the back of your mind, that you need to look at a little bit deeper into these. Mm-hmm. And the devil's in the details. Again, you hear that? I said that again. Now, what did you just say? You would have discounted that. Why? Why would you have discounted that?
Because of his grammar and...
Okay.
Well, in that case, that one's probably realistically, like you said, a bot or a spam or a scammer. However, there are quote unquote legitimate companies out there, and I say quote unquote because if you're doing this, you're not a legitimate company. You're just you're a dirtball.
Right.
But there are companies out there that will sell reviews.
Right.
For your company. They are SEO again in quotations.
Right.
will sell to businesses to boost their 5-star reviews, because reviews are king.
Exactly. I feel like I can always tell. Like I can read a review and I can tell if it's crap.
Right.
Like that was totally made up. That sounds completely
That's what I was getting at. It's like the devil's in the details. So if you know what to look at, and with somebody with your experience, and actually yours as well, Zach, in dealing with social media, you've seen enough of the stuff to get, to look through and sift through it and see through, okay, this doesn't seem right. A lot of people don't, but educating people, what would you look for in a review that would kind of send red flags, other than, like you said, grammar?
Lack of detail. Okay. Like I left a review on a bathing suit website. I told the story of, the bathing suit, how it fit.
Right. Okay.
Maybe about that day that I wore it or something along those lines. If somebody just,
because I mentioned
leaving a review, it's like, this is a great product. I will come back again, and they have no face to their profile. And
okay.
Yeah, I look for the profile picture. Yeah. I also, when I'm going to purchase an item, I'm looking at the 2 and 3 star reviews, because those are going to tell the biggest story. Sometimes even the 4-star reviews are going to tell the biggest star. See, you can't look at just the 1 stars. Now, I did leave my first 1-star review the other day.
Well, here's why I look at the negative.
I did too.
Yeah, I never leave a 1 star,
and
I
it was
left
only because I couldn't leave 0 stars.
Here's why I leave I say look at the negative
for me.
The reason why I say look at the negative is because nobody's going to pay you to leave a negative review.
Right, but a lot of people love, like we said, to get on social media or review and leave
and blast people.
And
right,
and
you're not getting the whole story.
Perfect.
That's why I look at 2, 3, and 4 star. If you want an accurate picture of what a company is, look at the 2, 3, and 4 star reviews. It's going to give you the most accurate picture. It's not going to give you 100%. Right. But it's going to give you the most accurate.
That's what I want. I want the negative reviews. And the reason why I want to do is because here's what the negative review tells me. The negative review tells me that what type of work. I could look for my red flags. You're going to have people that just genuinely don't jive, okay? And details, like you said. If it says, I didn't like him, 1 star. Okay, I'd throw that one out the window. Or I didn't like this, just there's no explanation. But if I get... they came out here, full detail, like you said about the bathing suit. The guys came out here, or I bought this product, and it didn't fit. I went to go send it back, and when I sent it back, they told me there's no refunds, even though it clearly states on their website that there is blah, blah, blah refunds. You can go into that detail and say, okay, that website, and you can look on that review and say, okay, this is not something I want to deal with. Or if it's a contractor, okay, I had them come out. Their work was incompetent. They didn't do a good job. I had an inspector come out, and they said that their job was inferior. They didn't complete the job. They didn't finish the job. They didn't show up when they were, all this stuff right here.
You know where you're almost always going to see that pocket of reviews, though? You're almost never going to see that in a 1-star review, and you're almost never going to see that in a 5-star review. It's very rare that you have a detailed, full story in a 5-star or 1-star.
I don't think we go that wrong.
When people are really mad,
I'm not saying
they
it's
go
impossible.
into detail. And you'll see the same thing. I only gave them a 1-star review because I could not give them less. But the thing is...
that thing about that, okay?
I've left more 2-star telling a story, like you were saying, than I've left 1-star.
I almost feel like a jerk that I left a 1-star because I didn't give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't know what... it was with Expedia. We booked a hotel through them, and then we got to the hotel, and they're like, yeah, no, you're not here. And I'm like, no, I really look at this.
Right. Now, I'm not saying give people 1-star reviews. What I'm saying is
don't trust them.
When you look at them, a lot of them could be more informative than, say, a bunch of 5-star reviews where they're very basic information, whereas people are not going to, a bot like this or a company is not going to go and say, I can get you as many negative reviews as you want. Here, pay me.
You're also not going to, so the converse is true. You're going to see a lot of 1-star that are hatchet jobs. And so that's why I look at the pocket that is 2, 3, and 4-star. It's going to give you the most accurate picture of who the company is.
Like
you are not going to get people to pay for 2, 3, and 4-star.
You could take the 5 stars that are not really, informative, toss them. You can take your one stars that are not informative and toss them.
That's why we should read the 2, 3, 4.
But a lot of people don't do the 2, 3. You know what I mean?
But that's the best way. That is the best way to sort it by 2, 3, and 4, and then you get the real picture. You get the bad, you get the good, you get the most accurate picture of what a company is in the 2, 3, and 4 stars.
I had somebody leave me a negative review because I took a gas pump. They perceived that I took a gas pump.
Same guy that you took the flashlight from?
No. That was before reviews. It was like, what the, But it's like, it's really wild.
So you throw it away.
No, I mean, what I'm saying is it's like, but I saw that one come up, and it wasn't a review. It was, I would never use their services because their employees are very rude. And
and that's an angry person.
There's no details regarding that. That's what I mean. That one you toss. Because it's like, okay, you're not telling me anything. You're just saying that they're rude and whatever. That could be anything. That's what I mean by that. I'm talking about when they're going into detail on it. Not all of a sudden is it a 2. Usually people, when they go into that, they're not giving you a 2 or a 4. And I've even seen 4, and there's no detail on it. Oh, they were great. They did whatever. It's like, okay, if they were so great, why didn't they do that?
I think if you're trying to buy a product, like when I go onto Amazon, I sort by 2, 3, and 4 if I'm trying to buy a product. Like honestly, because you're going to get you're going to get people who aren't maybe happy or like the product wasn't as described. And so you're going to kind of understand, does that work for me or not?
Yeah.
Right?
See, I won't even I bought one thing from Amazon. I won't purchase. When I'm searching things on Amazon, I always look and want to buy something that's 4-star. I won't even click on something that's 1, 2, or 3.
We're gonna take a quick break here because this went way more different than I wanted. Yes, we're gonna take a quick break here on the Prepare to Repair show with me, Plumber Steve, Megan, and Zach, and we're listening to the Prepare to Repair show here on 1340 WJO. We're talking a little bit about reviews, and this has spun off into a whole different topic on that, and I personally probably bought 1 or 2 things from Amazon. My wife and, my kids, they buy stuff from Amazon. But when we were talking off the air, we were talking about, like, what's the difference between a 1 and 2-star review and a 4 and a 5. And I guess, I don't know, I guess if you're trying to find a silver lining in something, I mean, does it really matter if, like, hey, they came out here, and I actually said this to Zach, is, okay, well, they came out here, they were on time, and then everything went downhill. I mean, is that sweeten the pot? I mean, seriously.
I think so.
You think so?
I don't know.
Hey, you got here on time.
I can't, like, I'm
You're a total piece of crap, but you know what? You came here on time.
You were punctual.
Exactly.
I still stand by, you're going to get the most accurate picture of our company, seeing the 2, 3, 4-star reviews.
I'm with Zach on this.
Your really mad customers are going to just leave 1 star, and that.
What about the ones that don't leave reviews? There are a lot of people.
That's a bigger picture.
Because we were talking about people. There's they said what about 10% of people leave reviews, and they said that those 10% fuel a large percentage, like 60% of the buyers out there in their decision making.
They tend to be your promoters.
Yeah.
Right? They tend to be the people that are extremely happy with your work. And they're going to tell everyone and their mother that you're the best company to work with. They're your promoters. 9 times out of 10.
Honestly, and that's bad to say. I should leave more reviews no matter what they are, but I do. I will only leave a review if I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe how amazing this place is, or I'm mad. Do you know how
I review a company?
I look at the middle, but I'm the one to either leave a 5-star or 1 star.
Right? I know.
Exactly.
I was saying that, and I was like, wait a minute.
Stop. Hold on a second. You just said, you're telling everybody to look at the 2, the 4, and then you don't even do that.
We're hypocrites over here.
Yes.
So here's the thing. You know that we are good at social. That's our thing, right? Like that's our social media. That's our thing. And so we are going to be the reviews that you see in 5-star and 1-star that actually tell a picture, that actually paint the picture of what that company really is. we know that most people are not that.
I think what Zach is saying is we need to get on the socials and start leaving our 2, 3, and 4 stars.
There you go.
We probably should.
Now, do you know how I leave a review? Now I leave a review for a company.
Do
you
tell
use
us,
them or
Steve.
don't?
You're going to tell us, aren't you?
Use them or you don't.
Uh-huh.
If you're good, I'm going to give you my business. If you don't, I'm going to find somebody else. That's how the real world works. So
you don't believe in second chances. You won't give somebody the benefit of the doubt. Or
I've done that.
Shot.
Like the same thought process I use when I'm looking at reviews, I will give the benefit of the doubt on how the company responds to me.
Right. So like I said, I left a bathing suit review, and I think I did 2 or 3 because I loved the bathing suit.
And they reached out to you, and they
were incredible. Yeah. Their customer service blew my mind, and I was like, can I go back and change my reviews? And she's like, I'm sorry, unfortunately you can't. And then I felt like a turd bag.
Mm-hmm. Well,
anyway.
You can leave a new review.
Can I?
Yeah, you can always leave a new review.
Well,
so we've actually that's actually how we teach business owners is when they get their first 1-star review, we go, that's great, because that just lowered your overall. I've said it before, I don't trust the all 5-star company because of exactly the message that you read earlier. Yep. I do not trust an all 5-star company ever. If you are 4.9 or lower, I will trust you more than I will trust a 5-star company.
I'm with you there.
Well, here's probably the best advice you can take or give or whatever.
Here it is.
You don't have to like all the reviews you get, the negative reviews you get, and you don't have to satisfy every customer you have. Ideally, you want to, but in a perfect world, you're not. But you do have to respond to every customer that you have. That is, if they're upset or they're happy or sad, you want to respond to them to make sure that you're going to continue doing what you did to make them happy. And if there is one that is not happy or that's unsatisfied, what can you do to, one, fix that one? And if you can't fix that one, because some of them you can't, what you can do, and this is one thing that I think that your negative reviews do better for you as a business than your positive ones, is because your negative reviews show your weaknesses, and that allows you to be better.
As a business owner,
yes.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Absolutely.
And be the best you can be.
Yeah. I mean, I would cry. Like if I was, if I was reviewed constantly,
when I've gotten them, and my wife would look at them and she'd get upset by them. And she goes, I know what you put into it. I know this. I said, but this is their feeling on it, and this is what they perceive how things happen. So what I need to do is, there's something that got lost in that translation. Something happened there that did not get done right. So sometimes it's just a phone call. It's a message. It's something to reach out and say, okay, what happened? And then when you find out that a certain thing happened that, okay, well, we could fix. And then all of a sudden you just turned a negative into a positive, and you've got one that was possibly a 1-star customer now turned into one of your best customers that you're going to have for a life.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what you could hope for. Exactly. is to have somebody like you, like you're saying, but there's a lot of people that'll get the bad review and they're like, I don't care.
No, they don't. And honestly,
later.
I'll tell you this, kind of piggybacking off what you said there, you'll see some of these companies, they'll have them on the news and how bad they were. That actually helps them. People actually call them. Like when you hear, this company robbed these people and did all this stuff and they were really bad, that actually made their phone ring to some. You get people out there who, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be that person. No, I would
you.
Like,
not most legit. Normal people probably wouldn't, but there are people out there that do that. And as surprising as it is. I mean, for the love of God, serial killers, they actually have people writing to them and they get married.
Oh, that's true.
So, I mean, there's somebody out there for everything. But, it's what they say, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Me personally, I wouldn't want it. No. But, I mean, there's companies out there that have, yeah.
One of our friends in Kentucky, he got a 4-star review on appliance, and it taught him where his weakness was. So it wasn't someone who was necessarily extremely angry. He's received 2-star reviews, and it told him where his weakness was. The 1-stars are always hard, especially as a business owner, because sometimes it's just someone that's mad.
Yeah,
and it's
you
someone
just gotta,
that you can't
bless and
fix.
release that person, because you're never going to change their mind. They're just, I guarantee you, if somebody's leaving a 1-star review that's like that, they're leaving them everywhere, and it's just not even worth it.
That's the only customer that we had a hard time communicating with, because you're not going to make them happy.
No.
It's 9 times out of 10 you're pouring gasoline on the fire when you're reaching out to that customer.
Well,
not always, but a lot of times.
If Expedia were to reach out to me and apologize,
I've had customers call up that were that had an issue with service we did, and I will tell you though, in the customer's defense these days, they are so used to getting that company that doesn't care, Meghan, like you said, that really just blow them off, or they give them a hard time. It's almost like they get pumped up. They're getting themselves all charged up, ready to make the phone call because they're ready for a fight.
Sure.
And then I'm talking to them, and I'm like, we can relax. I mean, and I'm not saying relax in a negative way. It's like, I'm here to help you solve your problem. You are not going to get any kind of frustrating response from me. I'm not here. I'm here to make this better. So what do we need to do to make it right? That's what I'm here for. And once you come from a position of resolution, then I could just hear just everything just start to de-escalate.
That's great.
People start to do that. Well, they start to, because they're upset because they want it. Most people are upset because there's an issue. They may or may not understand, what was done, or a lot of times it's a third party that may be involved in it that doesn't know the whole story. And we've run into that, where you dealt with one party and then there's another party involved and they're getting it secondhand and they don't know. So they're getting mad and then they're fueling the other, person, and now they're upset. It's like, and then you get this whole little thing that's just been, simmering out of control. So, I mean, there's, like I said, there's ways to do that, but realistically, when people call up, and we're not making everybody 100% happy, but when we're not perfect. So what we do is when we do have an issue, we'll talk to them and figure out, okay, what are we going to do to make this right? What kind of resolution is the best way to do it? And then we move on from there and we get that done, and then we fix it so we can be friends, and that's it. We try to find an amicable resolution.
One of the things that we've been learning in working with service companies, one of the things that I did as I closed my business and performed an autopsy on it, and then one of the things as Matt and I are, moving forward with the Floor4u, the biggest thing that we see across the board that causes upset customers is lack of communication.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So figuring out where your breakdowns in communication are, whether it's between your staff, between your customers, if it's in your social posts, if you're not being clear in what you're posting on social media, figure out where that breakdown in communication is and begin to process. So that you're going to make a lot happier customers.
What we've tried to do is and I go with the philosophy, if it can be a problem, it will be a problem. Try to foresee everything in there. Take away all the gray areas. That's why I do the warranties that I do. There is no gray area. You eliminate as much of the warranty as you can, or warranty issues as you can. So basically, the product is there. I own it for the warranty period. It's one call. This way, it's not the gray area of, oh, well, that's covered by the manufacturer. I don't take care of it, but I bought this product through you. You recommended it. There you have, even though you may be legitimately correct, that customer still has a bad taste in their mouth. And another issue that I've found is when you have two parties involved in the process, the decision making, and only one party is there, and that whatever information that the conversation that you have,
it's going to be relayed wrong. There is going to be a breakdown in communication.
Exactly.
That's why we make sure that whoever the decider, or if both are deciding, they're home when we do the estimate, because we want to make sure that communication, any questions, anything gets solved. We had that issue the other day. We wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page as we did the flooring estimate because we want everyone to be as happy as they can be.
Right. We've done that too with, okay, are you the person calling? Are you going to be there? No. Well, we want you to be there. Well, why? It's like, because this way nothing gets lost in the translation. So there's things like that to aid in getting the best service that you can and eliminating any kind of issues. Because at the end of the day, when you have somebody, you buy a product, whether it be a bathing suit or whether it be, furniture or whether you're having service done, at the end of the day, whatever you spent your money on, you want to get the value and the happiness with that product that you are buying. And
I spent half of our job today just communicating with the customer, just making sure everything was clear, making sure she was happy with the progress that was happening, making sure she was aware of every step of the way. By the time I left to come to the radio show, she was really happy. She was in a much better mood.
Customers.
Customer service is what it's all about. You're listening to the Prepare to Repair show here on 1340 WJOL. I'm Plumber Steve. This is Meghan Ozer and Zach Crider with the Floor4u. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about winterization tips for the cold. Welcome back to the Prepare to Repair show. I'm your host, Plumber Steve. Join me is Meghan Ozer and Zach Crider and comedian Evan here. He's making a funny and walking out of the room. Thanks, Evan. Love you, buddy. So, before the break, we were talking about reviews and just overall customer service. I want to kind of end that on one thing that I've seen people do, and a lot of people have refrained from expressing their dissatisfaction due to fear of backlash from the company or people who support the company. And I'm going to tell you, if you have to fear that, then you don't want to do business with the company. You shouldn't be afraid to express your dissatisfaction because you're the customer. You're the one who's paying with your hard-earned money. You should be able to say, your pros and cons of the service or product that you have. Now, if you're doing it to be malicious, then no, there's no place in that. Mm-hmm. Be accurate with your reviews, and that is the only thing that's the best a company can ask for from its customer base is be accurate with your reviews and give them an opportunity to make it right before going to the review source or going to any of the social media platforms. But also, don't be afraid to say what you have to say, but do go to the business first, because a good, reputable business will always be there to try and make it right first and make you happy.
I've learned a lot today, Steve. I have.
Wow, sarcasm.
I'm going to do things differently as far as reviews are concerned.
You know what?
Jeez.
Me and you're going to fight in a parking lot.
Gloves are off.
I don't think I'm going to win, but we'll see.
Oh, but you'd win.
It's just all joking aside. But you just, you want to. You're empowered as a customer. Use that power, but also use it wisely, because this is also affecting small businesses, livelihoods that are out there. And before you write that review and before you make that phone call, kind of get all the information that you have and come at it calmly, but yet in a directive tone to get what you want. And this way you will get results you seek when you're coming at it with resolution in mind and everybody's communicative. You can get the results you want rather than coming back in a confrontational way. It's really going to put both people on edge.
Oh, yeah. Customers that came at us in confrontation in the appliance, they got shut down. They got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, you're coming at me picking a fight. We did not play that way. But if you came to me and you're like, hey, there's a problem. Like, this is really a problem. We would work through it. I couldn't
imagine going at somebody like that with such aggression. Like, come on.
Usually they're
people
angry
behind keyboards and people behind phones nowadays, man. It is. They feel like it's open season.
Yeah.
I just take a minute. Even though, like I said, that's not saying that people do not have the right to be upset. No, I'm not 100%. Saying that 100%. You have the right to be upset. But again, if you want to get the resolution, find out what it is, and then make sure the frustration or the anger that you built up is actually warranted by the individual involved. That's you know what I mean? Because you're going to get yourself all riled up, and you may talk to the people out there, and there may have been something that happened that, oh yeah, we'll take care of that right away, and you're done. It's like you got yourself all riled up and all angry for nothing, and it's like, what do you mean you're going to get? Yeah.
Good conflict is good. Bad conflict is bad. Right. If you learn how to have good conflict, you're going to get good resolutions.
We're coming out to make it right. Okay, cool. Well, oh wow, yeah. It's like, and that's how I do it. I'm not in business of making people angry. I'm in business of making people happy. If what I'm going to do is not going to solve your problem or not going to make you happy, I don't want your money. It isn't worth the headache.
It's the whole reason Matt started the Floor for You.
Yeah, it isn't worth it. So, but yeah, people will be able to. If you missed any part of this this discussion regarding reviews and customer satisfaction, both the customer side and company side, you can listen to catch the whole show on, what do we have it on? We have it on YouTube,
Spotify, Apple.
Okay, excellent. So
bunch of stuff.
So we're going to move on to, before we end, because it's getting to the end of the show. We spent way too much time on that other stuff.
Yeah, we didn't really touch any of these other subjects.
No, we didn't, and I apologize for that. We're going to do a quick thing on weather prep for the cold. I wanted to just throw some things out there that people like to do. One, make sure your hoses are disconnected from your spigots. And if you've got frost-free spigots, which means they shut off inside the house, you really don't need those little hats that they put on. I don't know why people put them on. They really don't work because it shuts off inside. And
I don't have any hats.
Right. They put the little things on there.
We put the hats on because ours is a house from the 70s. They don't shut off inside.
So if you have a hose bib outside where it shuts off right at the wall, then, yeah, they use them. But usually you have a valve inside that you can drain it. Yeah.
It's a hose bib.
Yeah, it's called a hose bib.
It is.
Anyway,
I'm not a plumber, and I
don't know that.
And also, the one thing that I've seen people do, and I really don't like, and it doesn't work, is heat tape. Heat tape does not work.
What's heat tape?
It's basically a cord that heats up that you wrap around pipe to. It's supposed to keep everything from freezing, keep the pipe from freezing, but the problem, and then they put insulation around it. The problem is it doesn't work because what really keeps pipes from freezing, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm giving you a little, you know what keeps pipes from freezing? Actual heat.
What? Okay. That's
so
bananas.
You'll have people who put these water pipes in areas where it gets cold, and then they put this heat tape on it with insulation and don't realize that insulation is in an oven, but it's also in a refrigerator. So it's designed to keep whatever it is, maintain the temperature. Am I right on that?
Yeah.
Zach?
Yes.
Because you're looking at me going, okay.
I'm trying to figure out, like, unless you have it connected to some type of heat source, how would you expect that to?
Oh, heat tape, it plugs into the wall and it basically gives off heat.
Oh, like a radiant heat or something?
It's electric. The cord heats up.
I mean, because we used to do that for drains on commercial refrigerators. Like you would, there was the heat to keep the drain clear in like freezers, like commercial walk-in freezers. But
this one
that works. But what you're describing doesn't.
You're second guessing now.
No, look at it. It's at home. They sell it at box stores.
Weird. I gotta go look that up now.
It doesn't work. I see people buy. Oh, will this work? Will this? No, it doesn't. You're wasting your money. I'm just trying to, help. And another thing I wanted to kind of bring up, and this is making me kind of nervous, is I'm looking on some of the stuff on some of the social media pages. A lot of bad advice is going. I mentioned this on previous shows, just a lot, but it's getting worse now because when the economy starts, with inflation going up, things start getting more expensive. People don't have the money, so what they start doing is they start cutting back on certain things, and this guy can do it cheaper. And so they start going and getting people that may not be reputable, may not be knowledgeable to do certain things. And I'll tell you, I'm going to ask you a question. Which costs more, doing it wrong or doing it right?
Doing it wrong because you're paying for it twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. And that's the main thing you want to make, even if because a lot of times you could do something on a budget that will help you get the results you want and not do double work. Having a quality person do it will...
Cuts out The middleman, as Steve would say.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Why Matt and I give way more information than we probably should when we're helping customers pick a floor.
Too.
But we do that because we don't want you to have to try and do it again, right?
Exactly.
We know the reality that the customer is going to try and find someone cheaper. Yeah. But they end up paying for it in the long run.
No gray area.
Yep. No gray area. Exactly.
And
Steve
not
likes
only
to say that too.
But with this, when you get somebody that is reputable, that is going to get the job done, even if you don't have, I mean, now is the time when times are tight, is when you can
It's when you should be using the most reputable company.
Exactly. It's when you can ill afford to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's when you can't
you're
afford
just
not
gamble.
to make,
it's a gamble when you're just doing, you know.
Exactly. And I've run in it, and they're like, "How much is it to fix this?" And it's like, "Oh my God!" And I saw that just on a post the other day, and I'm like, "Okay, this is the way to do it." Well, other people, why can't you just run it this way? Because it's not right. It's against code, and it's just going to have to be redone when you sell the house. Why would you why would you do something like that you wouldn't want done in your house, and you're going to sell that to somebody?
Because the reality is they would do it in their own house. That's what scares me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people out there that'll do it, and they'll take your money. And what they say to me is, "Oh, I'm just trying to get more money out of them." No, I can't leave that, because if I go and do something like that and I leave that, I should have known better. And not my standards are held so high, but somebody can do that and they'll be perfectly content with it because they got them from whatever and they were cheaper, and that isn't right.
We could make more money by selling people and putting them in one particular type of flooring on stairs, but we'd rather sell them on cheap carpet on stairs because we know it's safe and we know they're not going to be calling us back.
It's actually cheaper to do things wrong. It's actually cheaper to not have insurance. It's cheaper not to have any of this stuff because, you know, we don't have to deal with anything. But all these laws and everything that's out there that are all there to design to protect homeowners. All these rules, all these codes, everything that's there is designed to protect homeowners. It's there because of people screwing up in the past. So now more than ever is the most important time, you know, when things get tight, is to be more diligent and get the best of the best that's out there.
Look at those 2, 3, and 4-star reviews.
Yes, look at that. So before we go, I got to give you some love on the air as far as promotions.
Geez.
What do we got going on at the Floor4u? What promotions we got for the holiday?
So we managed to extend yet again. They're really going to get tired of us eventually. We have the best prices on Cortec flooring right now. We managed to get it extended through the end of the year, but you want to make sure that you get in before the end of December.
Wait, what flooring is that?
Cortec. It's a laminate vinyl.
Uh-huh. I'm pro this stuff, and my husband's like,
it's an LVP. It's got a lifetime warranty on it.
Can I tell my story?
Sure.
Matt's company put a floor in at this one customer of ours.
Yeah.
And I replaced the sump pump. I put it in there. His company put the flooring in. And I came back to do a tune-up on it. Mm-hmm. And while they were cutting it, a little piece about, yay big, about maybe, 3-inch piece, whatever, fell in the pit. Mm-hmm. And it was up against the side, didn't get anything. And I pulled it out. It was in there for a year and a half.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. I pulled it out. I wiped it off and cleaned it up, put it on the floor that was there, and I took a picture of it. It looks the same.
That's an awesome story.
Yes.
It's not waterproof, but it's about as water resistant as you can possibly get.
It submerged for a year or so. It was about a year, and
awesome.
It didn't expand. It didn't discolor.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a good product.
That's the best endorsement that you can have.
We have wood. We had our house built. We got the wood, and we've been in 5 years, and it's crap.
Well, we have refinishing service available. So if you do decide that you want to get your wood refinished, we can come out and get you an estimate for that. We can come out and get you an estimate for carpet. We got all the flooring.
Carpet.
Yeah.
Also, what do you guys take care? I mean, this might be a stupid question of the. We just realized maybe last week, every ounce of our floors are starting to pop. Is that not? That's more of a structural thing.
Ooh, that is something you're going to want an inspector to take a look at for sure. We'll come out, get some pictures and stuff. But yeah, if it's starting to really disconnect,
like just out of nowhere, every single step I take is just popping and cracking. I'm like, oh Lord, it's
I would have it
brand new
evaluated.
house.
I would just have it looked at.
That very much could
it could be
require an
any
inspector. Yeah, you could have the house settling. You could have improper installation. There are actual inspectors that will come out and figure out if the floor was properly installed and stuff like that. And they can do a good assessment on that. So
that's not what you wanted to hear.
So. We managed to get the pricing extended till the end of the year, so we got the lowest prices around
That's awesome.
on Core-Tech right now. So,
and if people want to reach out and get a hold of you guys over at the Floor for You,
I should have the phone number in front of me. It's 855 the Floor for You. Give me a second here.
Come on, rookie mistake, man. You got to be on it.
I know.
I'll put it on Facebook.
Yeah,
too.
put it on Facebook for me. That's
you guys
the
have
best
a
way.
Facebook page too?
We do. The Floor4u.com on Facebook.
Awesome.
That's where we spend most of our time. So,
so do I.
I'm a social guy.
There you go. Thank you for being on, Zach.
Thank you for
It's always
having
a
me.
pleasure to have you on. You and Matt, and Floor for You is dynamite company. You guys always do right by people.
I'm excited to check it out.
Than't you for being here with me again, Megan. You're a
Always.
staple.
I'm just such a light on this Monday.
Yes, you're a sunshine on a cloudy day. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We appreciate it. And do go out to Ferguson Supply, Kitchen, Bath, and Lighting in Tinley Park, where your kitchen and bath remodel is just a phone call or a showroom away. So I want to thank everybody for listening, and we will see you all next week.
Bye, guys.